Hello, welcome to Big Bang Radio Spotlights. This is a show where we talk to independent artists from all around the world all about their music and their process for making it. I'm your host, Isaac Anderson, and today I get to sit down with Ryan Guldemond from the project Goldmouth. Without any further ado, here's the interview. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today. We really do appreciate it. I'm going to start at the beginning of your musical journey, just like we do with all the other artists that we talk to on the show. So the first question right out the gate, what is your earliest musical memory?
That would be plunking around on the piano that lived in my family's living room at probably around 3 or 4 years old. I remember just being drawn to this, strange item and, hitting the keys and getting that emotional response, feeling good doing so. And I think it's just been a long road of chasing that feeling in one way or another ever since.
For the people who might only know you from like Mother Mother or TikTok popularity, what do you want them to know about you and your solo music?
The solo project Goldmouth that I just put out is a more mellow, melancholic, vulnerable expression. Mother Mother is a bit more urgent and frenetic and quirky, idiosyncratic, and that's one side of me. And my creative expression, but I think there's also, a sadder, more arty side of me that was yearning to get out. And so that's what Goldmouth encompasses.
When it comes to writing for your solo project, do you find you write more from an experiential standpoint? Do you try to do figurative stuff? I don't know. How does that work for you?
With Goldmouth, I try to write in a reaction-based way. So like if I hear something that moves me, whether that's a conversation or even like a sound bite from my environment, like a train or bird song, these things, then I will document that sound or that concept, and then I'll bring it into the studio, put it into the computer, build soundscapes, and then just try to follow the song or the concept or the motif. It's really less about trying to do anything really, and more of an effort to respond to, that creative spirit that's always kind of wandering and takes on a mind of its own.
All I do is dream of you.
Goldmouth was in production all the way back in, I believe it was 2018. You were working on it all the way back then, and it was put on hold. Did the project feel different going back to it, or were you in tune with it the whole way through, from start to finish?
I think it's so natural for people to outgrow their latest efforts. And I certainly feel that way somewhat now. Being that it's years after completing and even more years after writing those songs. I listen back and I hear someone who is very carefully trying to present an iteration of themselves for the first time. And I can hear that caution. And I kind of find that charming, but I also find it off-putting from just a personal, standpoint. I feel like if I was to make this record now, it would be a little bit more brazen, maybe a little more imperfect. So it's a combination of always scrutinizing yourself, but also letting go and appreciating the representation of who you were at that time and celebrating that despite, having moved on or perhaps elevated from that.
You've been playing music for quite some time, and you've been playing at an incredibly high level and had a great amount of success. But how do you feel like your upbringing and your musical roots have really influenced where you have gone with Goldmouth?
I grew up on a small island with parents who were very free thinking and carved their own path in life, worked for themselves and worked for the residents on the island, you know. So I guess the idea of not abiding by societal rules was always prevalent in my upbringing. And I think that certainly has influenced how I write. You know, Mother, I think is known for being a bit unconventional with its songcraft, like the arrangements veer and steer in different directions, and there's different time signatures, and the language is strange and wordy, and I would like to attribute that to the influence of my upbringing and how, you know, lawless it was, you know, metaphorically in terms of structure and rules.
Would you consider performing any songs from Goldmouth while touring or performing with Mother, or do you want to keep those as like a separate experience?
Probably more the latter. I think like being on the road with Mother is such a force of energy. The days are really heavy and demand a lot from you. And even just physically singing a 90-minute Mother set is quite athletic. You're shouting a lot of the time. And so I think it would just be challenging to do both, but I'm never closed to anything. If a great opportunity came up, you know, it's always good to be able to put on different hats and seize a moment.
Well, Ryan, you just put out some new music as Goldmouth. It's on streaming for everybody to listen to. And if people want to keep up with you on social media, how can they find you online?
You know, all the usual suspects, the Instagram account and Twitter and TikTok. And you can find the links to all of those pages via my website, which is simply www.goldmouth.com. But I should note that Goldmouth is spelt GLDMTH, so without the vowels. That old trick.
Last question. I saw that for your video for the people, you did all of the recording and all of the photography and stuff yourself. So do you have a favorite place to take pictures or to film?
I like things that make me feel like nostalgic and poignant and a little bit awestruck about, you know, what we're doing here, which no one can tell you the answer to. That's the best feeling for me. So I just try to find scenes and visuals and photos and sounds that evoke that.
Thanks to Ryan for sitting down with us and talking all about Goldmouth's music. If you want to see more interviews just like this one, you can catch us online at Studio 67 NCC. Thank you all for watching. My name is Arthel, and don't forget to stay wicked.